Good afternoon. This is a practice of balance. Coming into a comfortable seated position, bring the hands to prayer, press on the sternum, gently close the eyes and bring your gaze inward. And let's take 3 breaths together. Inhaling gently, bringing our awareness to the full length of the breath and exhaling. Again, inhaling, noting the beginning, and exhaling, noting the end, and how it floats into the 3rd breath. Inhale, and exhale. Blink the eyes open, release the hands. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. We're going to do a few movements to warm up our back. So we're coming onto our hands and knees. Take a nice deep breath in and arch the back. Pull the head towards the tail, face the head. Let the belly drop towards the floor. Exhale and round the spine, bringing attention to every point that touches the earth. Inhale and lifting out, arching the back, stretching the nose and the tailbone towards one another and upward. And exhaling and rounding. Nose goes towards the pelvis tucks. And one more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale and come to a neutral position. We're going to take the left arm and the right leg up. So it's going to be parallel to the floor. And then we're going to keep our gaze out on the floor towards the tip of our nose and just breathe here. Take some long breaths in. You may shake a little, you may maybe put the hand down. Just come back into the position gently and slowly lifting. Inhale. And exhaling slowly. Bringing your attention to the beginning and the end of each breath as it transitions. Take a deep breath in, hold. Exhale, release, and we're going to go right into the other side. Lifting the opposite arm and leg. Right arm and left leg. Inhaling and exhaling here. Noting the quick transitions from one thing to another. And then letting go. Allowing the movement to flow with the breath in and out. And so often when we try one side, it feels easier than the other one. So we're going to take that and smooth it out with the breath. Relinquishing control. Focusing merely on the breath. Inhaling and out. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale and lower down. Go ahead and bring the knees together. Sit back into child's pose. Gently tuck the forehead towards the floor. If you need support here, go ahead and give yourself support, maybe a block. In this position, feel weighted towards the earth. Let the rain wash over you. And when you're ready, gently and slowly push up into rock pose. So if you need a cushion under your knees, you're going to take a cushion under your knees. Or sometimes under the seat will also. We're not going to stay here very long. We're going to sit for a moment just in rock pose, closing the eyes and going back to the breath. As you inhale, feel the breath fill you with light. So feel that light nice, expansive feeling, like you're floating. And as you exhale, let the earth hold you and feel that comfort of being held in the strength of the earth. Inhaling and exhaling. Take a deep breath in, inhale. Blink the eyes open, exhale through the mouth. Inhale again with the eyes open, staring off into the horizon. Hold the breath. Exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhale through the nose. Hold the breath. Retain the breath. Stay still. Exhale through the mouth. And then blink the eyes open. We're going to be coming all the way up and then back down. So we're going to be going up and back down. So if that bothers your knees, you may widen a little bit. You want to pad up if you need to. We're also going to have the hands behind us, clasped, and lifting the chest up towards the sky. So if this is too much on your back, you're just going to place the hands on your hips and hold that position so as you come up and go down. We're going to keep the hands fairly low on our sacrum, or when they're clasped behind the back, or on the hips, holding the feel. There's no movement in that pelvis. So we're going to push the lower abs to push the pelvis back into the hands if they're clasped. If they're on your bum or on your hips, you want to feel the hips pushing against your hand as your hands are pushing. So it's a equal force, if you can imagine that. And we're going to come up and down. So it's an inhale on the way up and an exhale when you come back down. Try not to bounce. It's a fairly rigorous and fast pace, but it doesn't have to be. Make it adjust to your rhythm, your breath. So we're pushing that sacrum back into the hands, that little bone that's above our bum, into our hands, and inhaling up, exhaling down. Last one, inhale up and hold. Exhale through the mouth. Sit back, release the hands on the lap, and again, just go back to the breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose, and even breaths. And then blink the eyes open. We're going to come back onto the hands and knees, curl the toes back, and sit back on the rear. So as you sit back on the rear, your hips are going. You're going to feel that stretch. I'm using the floor in opposition. I'm pushing back to stretch the tops of my feet and open them up towards the air and towards the west where I am. So I'm opening those feet, getting movement and breath into that feet by really pushing against the floor, taking some long deep breaths in and squeezing my knees together. Drop the head and let it hang. Going back, long deep breaths. You may need to breathe out through the mouth, and that is okay. We're releasing a lot through the bottom of our feet. Our feet absorb so much. This is a stretch in honor of them. then we're going to shift forward, take the feet, and just tap on the chin. So this has the same sort of feeling. We're going to do the same thing for the hands. It's very intense, and you may not be able to do it. So what we want to do is get the hands really, really open. So we're going to tent the hands, and then we're going to bring that tailbone forward so there's a little weight in the hands. Curl the toes back, and if you feel comfortable here, you stay right here. Otherwise, you're just going to use that floor in opposition to lift the knees gently and place them down. If you can lift them gently and hold on the fingertips, awesome. If you need to put the hands down to do it, that's okay too. We want to focus on the hands, so our focus is on the energy in the hands and giving them this lightness that you feel when you cup your hands and press into the fingertips. So here we go. We're going to let the head just relax. You can close the eyes or not. Pretty intense. And then we're going to inhale. Feel as if we're lifting our palms even higher. They're floating up. And exhale. Feel them rooted into the ground, kind of like a pylon, cement, big earthy tree, very firm and structurally sound. And on the inhale, you can begin to lift the knees. If you want, let the head hang. Gently lower the knees, place the hands flat on the floor, come back onto your hands and knees, and take an arch. Inhale and exhale. Press firmly into the earth. Really feel that structure on the exhale, releasing any excess energy down into the hands and the knees and the shins and the feet, down into the earth. Pushing gently, letting the earth reclaim that heaviness. Feeling light and open in the upper body, and that lightness of the inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready, you're going to come to a seated position. So it can be any comfortable position that you'd like. We're going to do alternate nostril breathing, and this is a great way to balance and see which side of your body is more open and receptive to the breath movement, and they change. So it's said, the ancient text says that when you breathe through, when one channel is open, the left is the intuitive, the feminine, the moon side, and the right is the sun and the more active side, the more male side, masculine side, not male, masculine side. And it pretty much corresponds to a lot of other traditions, not just the Indic Valley. So it's good to control that breath, because that is the mechanism between our physical body and our mind. So the breath is the vehicle of the body and the mind. They're intertwined, and it is the thing that makes us alive. So with that being said, we want to draw our attention inward to see which, not even to see which, but just to see what our flow is and calm our mind. So we're going to be thinking about, as we breathe, that inhale and where it begins and where it ends, but we want to make it one continuous flow. And I'm making a circle in this direction because we're going to plug the right nostril first. It'll look the opposite of me, and I'm going to plug it with my thumb very lightly, and then I'm going to gently take my ring finger and plug the left as I do it. So I'm not going to do a mudra. I'm going to keep my hands flowing, and that's going to help keep the hands flowing after the last exercise on our fingertips. So we're going to do it first with the right hand, and then we're going to do it with the left, and we'll do the opposite. So we're going to do both sides. So with the right hand up, we're going to plug the right nostril, and we're going to begin with the left, inhaling, and we're going to close our eyes and bring it upward to the brow point. You can also put your middle finger there if you wish. that is an option as well. My left hand is going to rest and hold my shin as I do this to keep my spine erect so I can really focus on the breath. Inhaling, retaining for a moment, plugging the left nostril, and exhaling. Plugging both nostrils. Beginning again, inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Plug both. And begin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through both. Exhale through both. And blink the eyes open. We're going to slide the hands to the knees and be in mudra. Close your eyes for a moment. Note any differences or changes. And when you're ready, blink the eyes open. And we're going to repeat the same thing. I'm going to take my right arm and hold my ankles to hold my body upright. And I like to push and lift my chest up into that while I'm closing through the rib cage a little bit to give me some structure in this position. I'm also on a bolster to maintain that alignment in my spine so that I can feel the breath move through my body. It's a much more rigorous structure than sometimes we have in yoga class where we're like all zenned out. So I like to try to keep that structure, and rather than thinking about the muscles doing something, I know that they're there to hold me and hold me in this position fixed. I'm strong enough to do it. And this is building that stamina. So I'm holding onto the shins. I'm going to take my left hand up. I'm going to close the left nostril first, and then I'm going to use the ring finger on my left hand to close my right. I'm going to try to float and do as much as I can, squeezing the nose in the transition at the top and the bottom of the breath while filling myself with light on the inhale, and then feeling that beautiful release down into the earth on the exhale. Closing the eyes, bringing the hands up, close the left nostril, and inhale through the right. Pinch both nostrils. Exhale through the left. Pinch both nostrils. And begin again. Take a deep breath in through both nostrils. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose again. Exhale through the mouth. One last time, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Blink the eyes open. And now we're coming into our last move before we say goodbye. And this one is kind of a combination. We're going to still be breathing in and out through both nostrils. Same breath, inhaling slowly, retaining, exhaling, and retaining at the bottom of the breath. No breath at all, with movement, paying attention to those transitions, the beginning and the end of each breath, and bringing our mind's eye towards that. So this one is the same way. We start in rock pose here, and we're going to round our body over our knees so we can bring our forehead to the floor, and our hands are just kind of like hanging out here. So when we get there, we're going to take our hands and clasp them and bring them as high as we can in that position, and we're just going to breathe. Want to feel the forehead on the floor and feel everything's relaxing into the floor, and the hands are going to reach up as high as they can behind your back without any to do, so you'll know that. Sometimes I bend my elbows in this position. Sometimes my hands are loose, sometimes my palms are together, whatever you have to do to breathe through it, but don't hurt yourself. Just, you can also put your hands on your back and keep the elbows lifting towards the sky. And really go internal to that breath and see if you can push it into every fiber of your being, every cell, and into the bodies that lay without your body. The magnetic field, the auric field, the pranic field, really expanding that breath. I get very excited with breath. So we're going to come down to the floor, take our forehead to the floor, take the hands behind you and clasp them, and then lift them up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders down. Should feel fairly good. And stretch on the shoulders. Head is light. You can prop up here if you need to. Let's go into that breath. Few more breaths. Deep breath in, squeeze the molar bond, squeeze the lower belly in, really breathe, hold the breath. Exhale and release. Gently push yourself all the way up. And then come back to easy pose. And in easy pose, you want to take the hands together, just clasp them together and rotate the wrists. Take them in the opposite direction. Gently take the left hand under the rear, take the right hand on the left shoulder, and then go ahead and take the right ear to the right shoulder. Roll the chin to the chest here. Take the left hand off, take the right hand off the shoulder, and then bring the head up to center. Go ahead and take the right hand under the rear and the left hand on the right shoulder. And we're going to go ahead and take the left ear to the left shoulder here. Breathe here. Tilt the chin gently and roll it forward till the chin gets towards the chest. Remove the hand that's on the shoulder. Go ahead and sit on top of it so both hands are sitting underneath you. And inhale and bring the head back up. Release the hands out, shake them out. Shake them high, shake them low. Flick your fingers. It's a full moon tonight. Bring the hands together at the heart center. Take a deep breath in. Feel the sternum press gently into the thumbs. See if you can perceive your heartbeat. And perception is the first step towards greater awareness of our breath and how it informs our thoughts, our mental energy. And one more breath in, inhale. Raise your hands to the third eye and hold that breath in. Exhale gently. And for each and all of you, I wish you many blessings, happy full moon, and namaste.